At the bottom right starts the MVP player, and the MVP coach just walked past us. He didn't look too happy as C lost to the J-Dong, and now his second player is already short a map to the bottom right. In the red it is.
MVP, Donglego.
Donglego just, you know, he's not looking like the same final boss we saw a few months ago these days.
He's up against the Zerg to the top left, starting things off with the 10 pull here. Starting for CJ enters in the blue. It is
CJ2's effort.
That posture.
That is not healthy. That's the one thing that I definitely can tell you. That is not good for your lower back.
Yeah. Is this Korea?
Foreigner audience fighting. He's actually right about it. Today there are a lot of foreigners here in the crowd.
Yeah. I can confirm that we are in fact in Korea right now. This is the South Korean WCS.
Yeah, I think so too. When I was walking outside, wandering along Seoul, there was like a lot of Asians.
Yeah. I can also identify that about 99.8% of them were Korean that you saw.
A couple of Japanese people.
Taiwanese. And the studio, in fact. Okay, well, the first Lings, and since Donglego has not gone hatch first, he is going to be able to defend this if he micros his drones well. And, you know, Effort is likely just going to go for the hatchery.
Yeah, Effort at this point did not really overcommit to Zerglings. He's getting additional 2, so he will have 8 Lings in total, but this expansion is something that he builds. Of course, it has been spotted. DRG knows now that there are Lings headed his way, but he will also spot the hatch and therefore see the transition that Effort is trying to start. DRG with Lings on his own, and he shouldn't have any problems at all defending here.
Yeah, and he's just going to take some damage on his hatchery. He's going to delay the mining, which is one way that Effort can catch up.
Spotted the expansion, so now he knows exactly how many Zerglings he needs in order to defend against this.
Yes. And he's just going to make them, in fact. And Effort is getting ready to micro. He's setting up at the bottom of the ramp. It's always going to be 6 versus 4 at first.
He pulls his drones as well.
Yeah, this is actually... I'm not so sure about this.
It's fine. As long as he micros well, it's definitely fine. He pulled them a little bit early. Yeah. Now headed into the main base, actually.
And now with the concave, see, this is the problem, because if you ever fight on the ramp like this, and you can't use the superior numbers, and Effort,
it's good.
I think actually both players could have done this better, but in the end, everything is fine. Not losing too much mining time as his hatchery's going to finish. He can just leave the drones there.
He has the earlier hatch now. He has the earlier second queen, and this is definitely a good spot for DRG to be in. He only lost 1 harvester.
Oh, this queen is going to be defended by the Zings. Nice job there by Donglego. That was a little bit concerning for a second. Everything is okay.
He can't surround the queen at this point. It's not going to happen. DRG just pays attention to what's going on, and of course, we have him a little bit ahead in harvesters, but the expansion is the more important thing. The double queens, therefore better production. DRG has a little bit of a lead. Not too much, but yeah. He's a bit ahead of his opponent now.
Yeah, and Effort is going to have to do something else to catch up here. He's got his Overlord's positioned in such a way that he tried to get away with coming back in after the Lings went through. And Donglego, I feel, is not quite sure where those Lings are as he's kind of trying to bounce around here a little bit. Now he will find them. And this is actually 10 versus 9, so he can win this fight.
Yeah, he can, but still Effort is now falling back, and he gets gas in his main base. DRG has already a lot of gas banked up. He will have a much faster speed than his opponent.
He really wants this queen, but he's just not going to be able to get it. Donglego will not allow him.
No. He can't do any damage here, and he has to retreat. He's always trying to poke a little bit, but he has no chance of doing damage whatsoever. But yeah, look at the production tab. With the earlier gas that DRG has, his speed is so much faster. Effort is just now getting gas, and it's so late.
Yeah, this is going to allow Donglego a lot of aggressive move-outs. Effort has actually sneaked by and will try to pick off a drone. He actually splits here. Really nice. The split in the main is not going to be very useful to him. Nice pullback by Donglego, but he does lose 2 drones nonetheless.
The thing about DRG is that he split really well. He immediately sent a few of the Zerglings after Effort Zerglings that escaped into the main base. And even though DRG lost a couple, he's still in a really good position when it comes down to his drone count.
Exactly. And you know, I like Effort's posturing. but that commitment was a bit much, and now, Dongryu's going to have the faster speed, and he may even be able to do a lot with his banelings here because he's going to have more gas as well banked up.
Effort is going for banelingness before speed. He knows that he's a little bit behind in this, so speed for him would not really give him a lot of options. So he just starts his banelingness a lot faster and will rely on the passive banelings to make this happen. But DRG, of course, with the speed upgrade, definitely in a bit of an advantage here. Nice building placement, by the way.
Yeah, this is going to be the reason why speed is not going to be too much of a use for Dongryu. He cannot really get by here. Like you said, the banelings allow him to defend almost anything. It doesn't matter how fast your lings are. If they run into a baneling, they die. And he's repositioning his second spine core to give him some extra blockage here. And Dongryu is committing a lot to this. But the thing is, back at home, he's got a lair. So this is just going to be a little bit of pressure he puts on trying to deny his Motosec. Oh, that could have been a good...
He can't do damage here.
Oh,
wow. My god.
Well,
this
definitely can't.
It was a great attack, great bailing bust by the effort, sorry. But yeah, this is just too much. He shouldn't have attacked when he saw the bailings. He was like, okay, well, he has the spine crawlers up, he has a wall, he has the queens down there, there are bailings. Walking up this ramp for a second time was definitely not necessary.
Dongryu with the Spire. The question is, what will Effort do? The choice that he makes is actually going to dictate how the mid-game of this game is decided.
Well, Effort will rather go for the Infestation Pit. He already has his Roach Warren being halfway done. So if he really decides to go for attack and doesn't want to purely rely on Roaches at first, then there it is. He will go for the Infestation Pit.
He had the choice of faster Roach speed or Infestation Pit. Infestation Pit always going to be the safer choice in this case because it's a catch-all against Mutas. You don't have to use it right away. If you come under attack, you can make Roaches. This is spotted by Dongryu, and how will he respond? Because now he knows that his Mutas, the timing of them is not going to be very useful anywhere except attacking the third base and cleaning up Overlords.
Yeah, he's now, of course, having a bit of a problem. At first, Mutas will allow him to control the map, and he is already able to force a cancel on the third phase of Effort, while his own third is up. So against run-bys, the Mutalists are also great. He will kill the Overlords too. At first, he will definitely have a good position here, but as you can already see, we have the Infestation Pit now for DRG as well. He knows that only a few Mutalists are necessary, that after that it doesn't make any sense. 6, that's probably all that he's going to build.
Yeah, and Effort actually with the slow lane here gets picked off. He's actually skipping speed entirely with this composition. Now, the +1 for Effort is not only going to be useful for his Roaches, but his best deterrents as well. Dongryu just really putting on the pressure at that third, which is so important. But will he be able to hold this pressure that's coming across? He needs to start these spines right away. With the Mutas that are out, he's going to be in great shape against this. And Effort does not know what he's about to face. He does not know. Actually, he does. He saw the Spire, and I cannot believe he's going to try to attack across the map like this. I mean, he may be able to trade once he gets on that creep, but so many spines going up for Dongryu, and he's already eaten so much damage. He's got the Ling wall set up here as well.
But the +1 attack upgrade will be done. Look at this timing. This is actually
good
crazy.
Timing.
This is really crazy for Effort, and the Spine Crawlers, they will not finish that easily, but there's so many Zerglings. He needs to get into good position at the ramp to make sure that the Lings don't have the surface area and that he can just compensate with his +1 attack upgrade.
And the Lings just run by, force the Roaches back. Now the Mutas are doing their damage. And the timing was decent, but, Effort kind of, I think he made himself think he needed to do that 100%. Going to the third base might have been the better choice.
Just try to trade here, but at this point, DRG is looking too strong. Exactly. Another cancel on the hatch will actually be devastating. But yeah, I think, yes, he can actually save it, at least for now. But DRG really wants to kill this third. If the third is gone and it looks like he has no chance of actually saving it, then the Effort is down to 2 bases again, while DRG still has 3 bases, 3 gas, and has a gigantic lead in the game.
Even takes out another Overlord, takes out the drone, going back to make the next hatchery.
Did you see this? The drone moves in and actually tries to build a new hatch. And DRG with his mule is like, really? Are you serious? Are you serious? He takes down the drone and is like, well, no, not gonna happen, buddy. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, sir. I've told you once, you cannot make a third hatchery in this game. I'm gonna have to ask that hatchery to leave.
Another Overlord, he dies, and now Effort is supply block. So Effort with a 1-0 lead in this best of 3, and of course we're in the loser bracket, so whoever loses the series is out of the WCS Korea. But now we have DRG in a really good position. He has 3 bases against 2. His army supply is ahead. He's ahead in the worker supply. He's just in a great position in the second game.
Effort is repeatedly supply blocked by the Muse, clicking off his Overlords. He's making Hydralisks right now, just a few of them, but he's like Well, I think I need these. The Mews are giving me a bit of trouble. It's almost out of desperation. Yeah, of course, with the Infestors, the Hydras can do well against Roaches with them able to fight with better range. But I mean, it's not really going to matter if you only have that few of Hydras out. So Effort just seems to be, he seems to be like playing, like we said earlier in one of the series, with an arm tied behind his back with the disadvantages.
Well, the composition that Effort actually has is one of the best that he can have in the game, so this is pretty strong, but he needs to get into a good position to fight. And DRG is just trying to make sure that his opponent is not moving out, but this is exactly what happens. And the Spine Crawlers, that is definitely the problem that Effort's going to face, as we can see here right now.
Exactly. Donrigu's not going to give him a chance. He drops a ton of Infested Terrans. But the upgrades are even, and the Roaches will just pull back. The Spine falls, he fungles here.
Effort is losing too much. He's already way too behind in this at this point in time to make something happen. Now the Infestors are out of energy. They can't use Fungals anymore. And as soon as DRG identifies it, he will just take everything down. He needs to wait for the Infested Terran, of course, as well.
And he just GG's here. Donrigu